Hi there, friends. I'll come in here with a quick note to let you know that the first global Product Owner Summit organized by the Scrum Master Toolbox podcast is coming soon. To know more, check out the bit.ly/Product Owner 2023. That's bit.ly/Product Owner 2023. That's all one word, all lowercase. And stick around to the end of the episode to know more. But for now, on to the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Success Thursday. This week we have with us Caterina Palmiotto. Hey, Caterina, welcome back.
Hello, Vasco. Thank you, and hello, everyone.
Thank you for being here with us today, Caterina, and sharing all of your insights and knowledge. Let's start with, we'll talk about success in a minute, but let's start with the retrospective, which is one of the key, let's say, spaces, right, for us to act as Scrum Masters. So share with us, Caterina, what's your favorite retrospective format and why?
Okay, I think that for me, it really depends on the maturity of the team. I would say that for new teams, or teams that have been working together just for a while, not so much time, my favorite format is the metaphor. So to use a metaphor to open their mind. So I always think that using a metaphor allows you to change perspective and look at things from a different point. And so if they are kind of new, I would prefer to use a metaphor format. At the same time, I think and I notice that when teams are more mature, I would say it doesn't matter so much. So I think I would prefer a simpler format, just the most common one, like glad, sad, mad, or what worked well, what didn't work well, and ideas to improve. Because I have the feeling that if teams are mature, they arrive at the retrospective and they just want, to jump into the problem, talk about them, and solve them easily, quickly, in a positive way. And it's like they already know what they want to talk about. And so I think that the format doesn't matter so much anymore. And you can just be sure that I have the real conversation. But yes, it really depends, I would say, on the maturity of the team.
Yeah, absolutely. And around the metaphors, what would be one example that you like?
Okay, so when I can, I like to ask the team members, for example, what they like, if they have a favorite movie or, I don't know, a favorite something else. And if there is a common one between the majority, I usually choose that one to prepare the metaphor.
Or like a sport or something like that,
Yes,
right?
or like a sport. Yes, exactly. For example, sometimes I remember I chose a movie, I think, but again, there were different cultures, and I discovered during retrospective that for one culture, that movie, I don't remember actually which one was, but it was too aggressive, and so nobody of them liked it, and so that was, wow, okay, I need to pay attention to this.
That is a good point. Like when we
Yeah.
use metaphors that are strong in messages, like movies,
Yes.
as opposed to climbing a mountain or the sailboat or something like that. When we use a metaphor that is strong in message, that has an opinion, right?
Yes, exactly.
There's the risk that we might be crossing some cultural barriers. So it's good to be aware of it.
Yes.
So that was the retro. And of course, we use these retrospectives because we want to succeed in our role as Scrum Masters. So Caterina, tell us a little bit more about what you think about this question. What does success mean for you as a Scrum Master?
Yes, that's always a difficult question, right? So I would say that I think to say that your job as a Scrum Master has been successful, I would like to see the team, being autonomous in, taking working agreement and changing working agreement. So what I mean is that it shouldn't happen that if the Scrum Master is not present, maybe in a particular moment, the team then, they don't join the stand-up, they don't join an event, or they don't join a refinement session, or maybe, I don't know, if they decided some rules for their communication, if they don't respect them because the Scrum Master is not there, that's not a measure of success. So I would say, to measure the success, the team need to follow the agreement they decided together, and if something is not working, they autonomously change them to agree on something new, even when the Scrum Master is not there. And another thing I would say that can be a measure of a Scrum Master success is that, again, related to working agreement, if someone of them don't respect the agreement, they don't wait for the Scrum Master to say something. So there is someone from the team that, call the other person out saying, hey, do you remember we have this agreement? You are not following it. There is something wrong. Do we need to change it? Or it's just, did you just forget? Something like that. So they don't expect the Scrum Master to be there to do this job. Of course, this is what happened at the beginning, but after a while, they should do this autonomously. So I guess this is another measure for me.
And when it comes to these work agreements, there are things that are critical for them to be autonomous around, and then there are things that are not that critical. So in your perspective, Caterina, what are the things that you focus on allowing and even perhaps helping the teams to be more autonomous with?
Yes, if you know everything about the practices, so all the events, if you're talking about Scrum events, of course, we know the Scrum events, but for example, if the team wants to change something after a while because they think something's not necessary, I think if they have been matured enough, they should be able to change that. They can always ask advice to someone else, the Scrum Master, to someone else, but they need to know that they can make the decision by themselves. So I would say this is probably important. And of course, that can be details. But again, I think the most important is that they call out people. So anything they decided, even if stupid things like when we have called remotely, we want to raise our hands to speak because we are many people. If they don't do that, and it's fine for everyone, that's fine. But if that is a problem and no one say anything, I think that's not okay. So they should feel safe to say, hey guys, you remember? Let's raise our hand. That's perfect. Without waiting for the Scrum Master. So yeah, I guess that even, small things, they should be okay saying it out loud.
Yeah, and I think the idea of calling out each other, so making sure that we respect the agreement we've made together, I think that's also one that relates very much to the culture point that you made earlier in the week, that the team themselves are responsible for the culture that they want to develop, right? So team agreements are the most obvious expression of that culture. Right? Are we
Yes.
on time? Yes. Okay. That's an aspect of the culture. Are we respectful when we talk about conflicts? Then, that's an aspect of the culture. And keeping each other's accountable is also an important aspect of keeping that culture, right? Like defending that culture, in other words.
Yes, exactly. Because I think it really relates to the fact that you expect everyone to do his or her best. So you are trying to do your best. And if you see that someone else is not doing it, always without judging, there could be many reasons for that things to happen. But it's important that you say it and you ask, okay, this is not happening. Do we need to change this, or we want this to still happening, this agreement? And so, yes, I think it really relates to the culture. And also it came to my mind, again, a sentence from the book I mentioned earlier this week about legacy, and about the fact that the All Blacks, in the All Blacks culture, the idea is that they want to leave the jersey that they are wearing better than how they found it. And so this is, I think, is again connected to the culture of the team. So everyone in the team should want to leave the place better than how they found it. And that means that you need to make the effort to speak up if something is not working.
Yeah, absolutely. And this simple rule, like leaving the team space better than I found it can be, awesome in terms of creating not only a culture, but this aspect of feeling supported and motivated by being there, by being part of the team.
Yes, it can be the rule, probably.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that, Caterina.
Thank you, Vasco.
Hi there, Agile friends. Thank you for sticking around. This year's first global summit dedicated to the product owner role in Scrum will have some amazing keynotes and 2 tracks filled with first-hand stories and experiences for product owners to learn more about that critical Scrum role. We'll have Roman Pichler, author and product expert, who will be answering your questions and sharing the most important aspects of the product owner role. We'll also have Colleen Johnson talking about why roadmaps are probably making your life much harder than it needs to be and what to do instead. This talk was quite a success in Agile Online Summit 2022, and Colleen has learned some new tricks, tools, techniques that she will share with us when it comes to roadmaps for the product owner role. And we will also have Henrik Nyberg, author of Scrum and Kanban from the Trenches, as well as one of the creators of the Spotify model. So come in and listen to his stories. And we'll also have, of course, 2 tracks with many more sessions and even some live sessions. The 2 tracks will cover practices every product owner should know, where we'll be hosting conversations on topics that product owners need to be familiar with, like backlog refinement, planning, and much more. The second track will be on metrics, measuring product and personal success as a product owner. As product owners, it's crucial to have a clear understanding of what are the metrics that drive success for us, and of course also for the products and businesses that we work with, and we need to continuously measure and optimize those metrics. So in this track, we'll be sharing what's working and what's not in the area of measuring success for product owners. We will also have the opportunity to network with our peers. It's a network event, of course, so get your tickets and join our Slack. Go to bit.ly/product owner 2023. That's all one word, all lowercase. As always, we will have free tickets and VIP tickets, which will give you long-term access to the content of this summit. So check them out at bit.ly/product owner 2023. All lowercase, all one word. I'll see you on the summit floor. Part of a successful Scrum Master job is to help the product owner. Tomorrow we explore that critical role in Scrum, the product owner role. Tune in to learn about product owner anti-patterns, what you can do to help the product owner, and a real-life example of what a great product owner is and what made it so. Tomorrow on our Friday Product Owner episode. See you tomorrow.